Alright folks, welcome back to another episode of Shade Tree Alex. What do I got for you today? 2013 Journey. It seems I have a little bit of a problem with the brakes hanging up on the front here and also on the rear. It seems either my brakes are sticking in the front, definitely sticking in the front. So I'm going to check the caliper on that and probably going to end up replacing the caliper and the rotors and the pads. But before I do all that and put new stuff on there, I want to make sure it's not the brake line in here causing all my problems. I'm going to be testing the caliper and the brake line at the same time before I put this new hardware in there. Like I said, if I end up putting in new hardware and this brake caliper just keeps sticking, it's just going to keep destroying it. I'll jack up the car here. Also placing a jack stand under there to secure it. Got my 21mm socket here with my Ryobi impact. And I'll take off this wheel. Ooh. Looks like I grabbed the wrong socket. It's actually 19. Hopefully I didn't strip out that nut too bad. Of course this doesn't want to come out, so I'm going to have to make a little bit of a cheater bar with this breaker bar. So I just put this 4-foot steel pipe on there and I'm going to start to try to loosen until I hear a crack. And once you hear that crack, you know you're good. Then you can use your impact to get it off. Now I'm going to give this wheel a good turn, as such. And what that's going to allow me to do is get a good angle in there. And now that I got my caliper out, next step I want to do is pry on this rotor to try to press in these pistons. And I want to see if they start going in. If they don't go in, they're getting hung up, and they're either getting hung up by this caliper here or this brake line. So first step to see if they're even going in. All right, so I wasn't getting too much movement out of that, so what I want to do now is crack the bleeder in the back, this nut, and I want to pry on that piston again, and if the fluid moves and the piston goes in, well, it better not come out of that nozzle here, because if it does, it's going to tell me this brake line's bad. If it doesn't go in at all and it's still stuck, it's probably this caliper. Alright, so I'll crack this bleeder. Yeah, such. That should be good enough. Now, I'll pry with my screwdriver against the caliper. And we have some, but not a lot. Still hard to push out. Okay, so I'm going to try another test here. I'm going to pump up these brakes so that pedal gets nice and stiff. And then once I do that, I'm going to come back over here and release this bleeder screw. And if fluid shoots out, oh, nothing shot out, but there was definitely some air. Try that again. Okay, nothing's coming out, so nothing's really shooting back out. I'm gonna say this caliper seized. It came from AutoZone, so at least they warranty it, right? So doing a quick recap on this car here. First test, prying against the rotor, against the piston, and with the brake bleeder open, no fluid coming out, or some fluid coming out, but most of it's not coming out. Tells me that the caliper is going to be seized and not the brake line. If it was the brake line, it would be coming out the bleeder screw. And if neither of those problems were wrong, it was just going to go right back into the pipe and into the master cylinder. The second test I also did was another way to confirm whether it was a bad line or, again, stuck caliper. And on that second test, building pressure with the pedal, when I crack open that bleeder, if it's a bad line, oil should shoot out the line. If it's a bad caliper, nothing's going to happen. I did that test a couple times and nothing happened. So I'm going to go with the caliper. It's pretty bad on this. Not to mention that it came from a big box store. It's not, you know, they rebuild these calipers. They're more on the cheaper end. I want to say sometimes that these aftermarket cheap Chinese brands are a little bit better than the rebuilds. So if this helped you out, guys, please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll catch you in the next video. And the next video is probably going to be how to change a caliper. So, to the next video. Take care.